Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, you find a way to lose, and you find a way to take it to the stupid. Secret society is always in full effect. Look, people, get ready if you want to watch boxing to keep paying subscription and pay-per-view fees. Y'all see what's going on, don't you? Tell you something. If you didn't have Amazon Prime, you're not able to watch any videos on Amazon, well, get ready to start paying that $14.99 a month. Now, what sucks about it, right? And people should have seen this coming. If you want to watch any of those big fights on PBC, part of the Amazon Prime and PBC deal, they're putting their fights on pay-per-view. So now you got the pay-per-view price and you have the monthly subscription price. Now, they may have some fight cards on there that you don't have to pay for pay-per-view to see it. But the problem is there isn't any information on the pay-per-view model being used and that breakdown. And what I'm talking about is before, when PBC was with Showtime, they had, I think, 10% went to the distributor, 45% went to the network, Showtime, and the other 45% went to the promoter. So the fighter was getting ticket sales, percentage of ticket sales, percentage of live gate, and the fighter was getting whatever the agreement was with the promoter. But now that we have this new deal, and they're actually putting events on pay-per-view with PBC and Amazon Prime, since there isn't a network necessarily, it looks like Amazon Prime is the distributor. I've talked about this before, but there's no information. Is it that Amazon Prime is only getting that 10%, and then the network 45% that the network Showtime was getting, is that 45% just go back to PBC? So the PBC is keeping their promoter, keeping their 45%, and they're keeping the networks 45%. So now you got 90% for PBC to be split between Al Haymon and his fighters, and just 10% to Amazon Prime? Or is Amazon Prime getting 25% now, and then 75% goes to PBC? What I'm getting at is fighters may be making the same, if not more money, depending on that pay-per-view model. Because imagine if fighters were only doing, let's say now the way that pay-per-view model, if it's structured the way I think, to where now there is, instead of just 45%, it's more like 75% that goes to PBC. Well, that's not quite doubling what fighters were making, but that's almost double. And you would think that if they continue doing the same pay-per-view numbers, then their purses could end up being damn near doubled. But even if the pay-per-view sales drop by half, the fact that that pay-per-view split almost doubles, well, they'll still get paid damn near the same amount of money. You understand? So I think it's interesting what's going on over there, but there's absolutely no information on that pay-per-view split. I wish there was more information on DAZN and how they're doing things. But the bottom line is, you can see with Amazon, it's a monthly price of $14.99, an annual price of $139. Over there on DAZN, it's about $20 US a month, $224 for the year. Just looking at it, it seems like the Amazon Prime deal would be a better deal. But on DAZN, you get so much more than just boxing. But the problem is they're still going to hit you over the head with some pay-per-view events as well on DAZN. So, which one is better? I don't know. I'm not here to argue that. I don't have enough information to say which one is better or not. I'm just telling you that you're getting hit with these subscription fees and pay-per-view fees. Let me tell you something. The way Eddie Hearn was ranting and raving about pay-per-view is dead. The pay-per-view model, the US this, the you blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. Pay-per-view is not dead. If anything, we're seeing a resurgence of pay-per-view events, and we're going to see even more growth as far as boxing matches going to pay-per-view. And fight fans are going to see shit like what we're seeing now with Keith Thurman and Zoo being put on pay-per-view. And believe you me, when Gervonta Davis fights, it's going to be on pay-per-view. And I think any other, I would think, decent name fighter who's headlining a card, I think it's going to be on pay-per-view. You know, and the thing is, you know, I just wish the fly on the wall could talk, because to me, when I hear people in the comments like, oh, why you're watching people's pockets? Oh, when I hear people say that, I say, yo, my man, quit acting your shoe size. You got to be 14 years old, 8, 6, 5 years old. You got to be a goddamn shoe size. Maybe you're wearing a size 12, 13, 14. Maybe. You can't be over 21 talking like that. And if you are, you need to get it together. Boxing is prize fighting. Like one of the friends said in the comments, not pride fighting. So the promoter, which is Al Haymon, I'm the advisor. No, you promoting and managing, you Ali act skirting ass, so don't get out of here with that. So the promoter, Al Haymon, he's got to figure out a way to keep his fighters happy. I'm going to tell you, man, if these guys can't pay their bills and continue to live their lavish lifestyles, and the guys who are coming up who are more B-level fighters who haven't had a big opportunity, if they can't make good money and they're pretty good fighters, there's opportunities elsewhere where they're going to be fighting on a regular basis. But I truly believe Al Haymon has figured out a way to make sure his fighters are happy, to keep them active, and to keep the party going. But I just think people are going to see whenever. I think this is just me having an opinion. I don't know this to be true, but I could see maybe where, let's say PBC was putting on, I don't know, let's just say 8 pay-per-view events, a year, which I haven't done the research. I'm just throwing out rough numbers, right? All this shit I'm saying could be wrong. So don't say, oh, actually I went and I looked at the research and I did the tabulations and get out of here with that bullshit. I'm telling you, I'm just having a conversation. But let's just say they were doing like maybe 8 a year. I think you're going to see maybe 20 a year. I think it's going to double. I really do. But we got to wait and see. That's why if they double it, that means that somehow the fighters they can't afford to pay the fighters what they're accustomed to getting. That way they got to go to pay-per-view to make the fighters feel comfortable. Like, hey, if the pay-per-view does well, this is what you make. Because they can't give them what the fighters want. You know what I'm saying? But we got to wait and see. But I do know that there are some people who are they're just over this, having to get a subscription or something, And a lot of people, what's funny? There's a lot of people, when boxing was coming on TV regularly, they weren't even tuning into that shit. Even now, a lot of people, they don't watch it. They wait till I'll catch it on YouTube. That's crazy. But these are the ones who want to complain. You know what I'm saying? I just happen to have the whole Amazon Prime deal. So we'll see how it goes when they have their first fight. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about the pay-per-view. I'm talking about they just have fights on Amazon Prime. I'll tune in and check it out and see how it is. But they're not really talking about just showing fights, airing fights on Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? Right now it looks like Amazon Prime is a vehicle to put the fights on Amazon Prime pay-per-view, which is going to be interesting. But I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have like a flexible pass on Amazon Prime? Are they gonna have any super saving plans if you decide to get the subscription? I mean, I'm just curious to see how this is gonna play out. But for those people who are going to now sign up for Amazon Prime, they have to do that. Then they got to pay. I don't know. I'm hearing all kind of rumors, but sounds like it could be like a $74.99 pay-per-view price to watch Tim Tszyu and Thurman. The undercard is stacked. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of people like, damn. So I'm paying $75, then another $15 plus taxes, over $100. You know what I mean? In 1 month, just to watch that fight and to be subscribed to Amazon Prime Video. And people are already complaining. There's a lot of people complaining about the zone. But we'll wait and see how it goes. But I'll tell you right now, you get a lot more on the zone. But I'm pretty sure Al Haymon is aware of what the zone offers Amazon Prime. They're very aware of what the ESPN and the zone offers, ESPN Plus. And they're going to make sure that, they have great content on their platform as well to where they can compete. So we just have to wait and see. But that being said, it is what it is. It's the day and age of boxing. These damn apps, monthly subscriptions, and pay-per-view. Pay-per-view is not going anywhere. I just think it's going to continue to grow. And we'll see what the next platform is, the next app is. Bottom line is, if you love boxing, support these people. But I know that 90% of the people who are on this channel, when they post comments, they always talking about, God bless the Fire Stick. Like, the Fire Stick is more important than food. You know what I'm saying? They said they'd rather have a Fire Stick instead of steak and potatoes and shit. So, I don't know. But I tell you what, on a day where there is boxing, give me the peanut butter and jelly and Fire Stick. You can keep that steak and potatoes. But outside of that, you can keep that Fire Stick because that's the only thing I use to watch boxing. Give me the goddamn steak and potatoes and you keep that bullshit peanut butter and jelly. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents in the breeze.